Hi friends, welcome back to a new CAS video. I can't believe I'm gonna say what I'm about to say, but I am attempting to create Sims based off the Vampire Diaries. At least just Damon, Elena, and Stefan. Now, this is difficult for me, okay? Because as you guys know, I'm not really comfortable making real life people in The Sims. Just because cartoons aren't hard enough, so just imagine real people. Like, they don't look alike that often, you know? And I'm very hard on myself, so I don't know if this was a success or not. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. You guys can let me know. At least I just want recognizable, okay? If you can look at them and say, okay, that's Damon, Elena, and Stefan from the Vampire Diaries, then I would consider it a success, okay? Now, my obsession with the Vampire Diaries started since the moment it aired in 2009, okay? I was in Cuba back then, so I had to go to this person's home and purchase the episodes every week because back in the day, no one had internet, especially in Cuba. No one had internet, so we used to go to this person's home and buy the episode and just watch it on a DVD. And I used to do that every week, every single week. I love that show. I think I watched it like that the first 2 seasons, I believe, because after that I was here, so I just started watching it since the beginning, everything. And I've watched it many times after that. Now, I am Team Damon, okay? I am Team Damon 100%. I love him and I love Damon and Elena. I'm not a big fan of Elena here. I just think she needed a little more substance in her character. At least I think the first 2 seasons, she was very, I don't know, very normal, very boring to watch. Unpopular opinion, I know. But after that, I think she, you know, when she gets involved with Damon and she becomes a vampire and all of that good stuff, I think that's when we get to see like a different side of her, which, you know, I love. I do feel for her though, because she loses a lot of people, but so do most of them, you know, because most of the characters lose someone they love or some people they love, like Bonnie. I mean, Bonnie goes through a lot in this show, and I didn't really like the ending they gave her. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I believe her and Enzo deserved better. I think they should have stayed together and gave her a better ending, because she lost so much through the show because of Elena mainly, that I think they should have just at least given her that, like, you know, ending a good taste at least. But well, that's what we got, and that's okay. Now, with Elena here, I struggled, you guys. I struggled so much because I was double guessing every decision I made making this sim. As you can see, this video is longer than regular because I couldn't fit everything, you know, in a 10-minute video because I spent so long doing them that it's ridiculous. This was days in the making, okay? I had to stop and come back and do some more CC shopping because I got catfished a lot with the hairs and the clothing. I downloaded a bunch of clothes that I thought were gonna look good because the picture looked amazing. And then when I put them on, oh my God, it was terrible. You're gonna see the hairs I tried on. Terrible. They didn't fit her face whatsoever. I also didn't want her to look as alpha as she did. I just couldn't help it. Anything that I put on her, it just made her feel very alpha. And I made my peace with that already, okay? This is the picture I used as a reference, by the way. I think this hairstyle is the most recognizable of hers, without a doubt. And the outfit is kind of recognizable too. But anyways, I don't think I would count Elena as my top 5 favorite characters of the Vampire Diaries. In my top 5, I have Damon, obviously. I have Enzo. I have Lexi. I love Lexi. I think they did her dirty as well, but you know, that's a conversation for another time. I have Alaric in my top 5 and Caroline. I think Caroline comes off as annoying at the beginning because she's kind of like I don't know, very pushy. But as the show progresses, I think she gains a lot of character and she becomes this amazing woman and vampire and everything. I love her. And I think she is definitely in my top 5. Also, I ship very, very much Klaus and Caroline, okay? Just, you can argue with me all you want, but I'm sorry. Caroline and Klaus were meant to be. I just don't see Stefan and Caroline working out. It just looked so off and weird because it felt very forced. It didn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. But anyways, I gave Elena the romantic trait for obvious reasons. She's in love with Stefan, he is her soulmate, all this good stuff, and then she falls in love with Damon. So I think it's just very fitting. Then I gave her the family-oriented trait because she loves her family, she loves Jeremy, she loves everyone around her, and she tries to take care of them and protect them, even though she fails most of the time. And we also can't forget that she wants to be human because she wants to have a family, okay? She wants to grow old, she wants to have kids, and there's all that drama. She never wanted to be a vampire in the first place. So if that's not being family oriented, I don't know what is. Then we have the gloomy trait because she is always sad or crying or someone's dead and she's feeling everything because she's very compassionate and very human and very in touch with her emotions. Here's the end result of what she looks like. There's a clip missing because I had to go back and forth so many times that I forgot to record it, so I'm sorry. Let me know what you think of her. Next, we have Stefan Salvatore. Let's talk about Stefan, you guys. He is too good, okay? He is way too good to be true. And that's the only reason why I just don't love him. He's very cute, very fit, and he loves Elena deeply, but too deep, okay? He's too good. I mean it, he's too good. I think when he breaks up with Elena and we get to see this other side of him, we see all the relationship with Klaus and his Ripper side, all this stuff. I think that's when I start to like him because how can we forget this scene? I'm sorry, but I melted away when he said this because that was so true. But it's okay, Elena. We understand. As Catherine said, it's okay to love them both. I know we do. This is the picture I used as a reference for Stefan. Actually, one of many because I used many pictures. I tried different outfits. I went back and forth. None of it was working. I didn't like anything. I wanted to throw in the towel so many times doing this. But I'm really glad I pushed through. I really am. And it might have taken me a minute, but I think I got there in the end. By the way, I think it's also worth mentioning the fact that Damon is a vampire because of Stefan. So when he doesn't give up on Damon when he's being extra bad or misbehaving, it's not because he's so good, it's because he feels guilty that his brother is the way he is because he turned him into a vampire because he didn't want to be by himself for the rest of his life. So he was actually kind of selfish, if you ask me. And I think I'm salty about that. And even though I very much enjoy their brotherhood and their bond, I think it's at the end of season 5. No, I think it's season 6 when Damon gets stuck in the other side with Bonnie. And he just gives up. He goes to this town and starts living a life and all of that stuff. But then when Damon comes back to life, you can see that all that time he was building Damon's car that got burned in the fire. Oh my gosh. I mean, that was a good touch. I was not expecting that. I was so, angry and mad. Like, what are you doing? Why aren't you looking for your brother? How are you gonna give up? He definitely made up for it with the car touch. And also at the end, it was definitely the right thing to do because he's always so good and so he wants to be always the hero. So he definitely did the right thing by sacrificing himself so that Damon could have his life with Elena. It's like he gave him a second chance at life because he took that choice from him when he turned him into a vampire. So I don't praise him for sacrificing himself. I do feel bad for Caroline though. I felt really, really bad for Caroline. Anywho, when it came to his traits, I obviously gave him the romantic trait as well because he's in love hopelessly with Elena through basically the whole show. So that's a given. I gave him the foodie trait. This is fun because he is a ripper. So he can get enough of his food, which is human blood. And lastly, I gave him the good trait because he is good. He is too good. He is always putting everyone before himself, including Damon, Elena, Caroline, even Matt. I mean, he wanted to save Elena. They got ran over the bridge by Rebecca, I think it was. And he saved Matt because Elena asked him to. He has goodness written all over him. He is the epitome of goodness, actually. Of course, I gave him his daylight ring. That's just a touch that we cannot miss. It's a very important detail. And to be honest, I wasn't really feeling the outfit. I felt like it was not screaming Stefan. So I changed it about 1 billion times. I changed it so many times. Look how cute he looks with his vampire teeth. So nice. And then this is what I actually went with. I think t-shirt is more the vibe because he wears t-shirts a lot. So that's what I went with. And now let's just get on with Damon, you guys. I wish I had nice things to say about how Damon came out, but you're just gonna have to wait and see it for yourselves. I am gonna tell you something though. You need to keep your expectations very low with this one because it's nothing remotely compared to Damon, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. So if you were waiting for Damon, I am sorry. No, on a real note, I struggled so much with Damon. I thought I had struggled with Elena, but Damon was much more difficult just because I myself had very high expectations for this Damon sim. And when I wasn't seeing my vision come to life, I got stressed out and I stopped the video so many times. Like I stopped recording for like a day or 2 days and I came back to it. And it took me, I think I've been recording this whole video for over a week now. But I'm glad that it's finally online for you guys to see. And I hope you do enjoy it. Remember that this is a game and it has a lot of limitations, okay? Because that's what I kept telling myself as I was doing Damon. But let's talk about him now. So I love Damon since the first episode. When he came on with the crows and the smoke and everything, I was like, oh my god, this guy is so much trouble. Like you can already tell. And I'm so glad that we got to see kind of like the backstory with, you know, how he was before he was a vampire, his relationship with Stefan, and, you know, everything that happened with Catherine, how he became a vampire. I think that's what helps people see that there is a softer side to him behind all that darkness. Also, can we talk about his friendship with Bonnie? Oh my god, listen, I never would have expected that to happen. I remember when I watched for the first time, I remember this vividly. When I watched the finale of, I think it was season 5, again, I'm not sure, I think it was season 5, and I saw the end of him and Bonnie kind of like evaporating. Oh my gosh, I was losing it. I cried like a baby. But yeah, I really like their friendship. I think they did something very good there. Also, it worked out in their favor because when Elena goes in this like magical coma when she leaves the show, that's the only reason I was basically watching the show, just to see Damon's and Bonnie's friendship, to be honest. Oh, and you know what? I was on TikTok the other day and I saw this video that said, what is your favorite scene from the Vampire Diaries, and it showed a couple of scenes, and it was so hard to choose. I went through the whole show in my head basically, and I think my favorite scene from the show is when Damon is waiting for Elena in the stairs for the dance. I think it was for Miss Mystic Falls or something. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but that is one of my favorites. But you know what's a very close second? When Klaus draws, I think it's like a horse for Caroline, and he leaves it on her bed. I think it was on her birthday. I don't even know. I love that too. This is the main picture I used as reference for him. I went back and forth so many times, you guys. I know I'm saying it so much, but it was so difficult. It just reminded me of the whole reason I don't like doing real people. I am gonna stick to cartoons. It's difficult, but it's way more enjoyable and more realistic, you know? Anyways, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing a giveaway. I'm so excited because this time I'm gonna do it international. So if you guys want to participate, make sure that you check the description in this video, and good luck to you guys. I really want to say thank you so much for 30,000 followers on TikTok. It's just an amazing milestone for me. So thank you again so much for your support. It means the world to me. Getting back to our Damon talk, I think I definitely need to mention his dark side, okay? When he killed Lexi, that just sent me on a spiral. That was terrible on his part, and there is no excuse. He has an excuse, but there is just no excuse. Because Lexi always helps Stefan. I mean, they were best friends, for God's sakes. They were best friends. That was just terrible. I really cried. I cried so much. I really like Lexi. She was one of my favorites, without a doubt. But I don't think that's even the worst of it. Because do you remember when he killed Jeremy? And he didn't know that Jeremy had his ring on? That was a hard one. That was a hard pill to swallow. In the end, it all comes down to the good weighing more than the bad. Because all of them do horrible stuff one way or the other, at the beginning or at the end, but they all do terrible stuff. So it just depends on how good they are or the reasons behind it. And that's why I think I love Damon so much, and Klaus. Because they had, you know, some reasoning behind it. Or at least that's what I tell myself so that I can go to sleep, okay? It's one or the other. For his traits, of course, I gave him the hot head. He is the description of that emoji. He has no patience when it comes to Elena. He doesn't like to question things. He just wants to go and do whatever needs to be done and fix the issue. I also gave him the self-assured trait because he's very confident and a little cocky too. You can see that through the whole show. I think he's even confident that he would end up with Elena, if I'm honest. Now looking back on it, you can see like his demeanor with her and everything. I think he was even confident that he was gonna end up with her, one way or the other. And obviously, I gave him the jealous trait. This is just a given. He was always jealous, first because Stefan got with Catherine, and then Elena. So he was always jealous of Stefan for, you know, kind of like being the favorite. And this is the end result of our Damon Salvatore, you guys. Thank you so much if you watched this far. I appreciate you for sticking with me and getting through this together. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like this video, friends. Let me know if you think this was a success or fail. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.
A drop in the ocean, a change in the weather. I was praying that you and me might end up together. It's like a wishing for rain as I stand in the desert, but I'm holding you closer than most, 'cause you are my heaven.